Yeah.
Okay. So we're
Good evening,
recording now.
everyone.
So good
Happy
evening,
birthday to
Lorelei.
us. Good evening.
Right. Um, so welcome back to the 16th week of the spiritual journey. May 7th. Yes, already.
Thank you.
Yes. Now,
Yes.
I hope you've had a good week. Can you
Yes, I did.
remember? Can you remember what we looked at last meeting?
It was about a tarot card, but I don't remember which one exactly.
Okay.
Something with crossover or crossroads or
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
a tarot card.
Not to worry. Not to worry. Um,
And the flat Earth. You mentioned the flat Earth theory.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So forgive me for not sending you a link last Sunday. Were you waiting for me?
No, it's no problem. I mean, I was waiting, but you told me before afterwards that you had some issues, and it's okay. I mean, it happens. Sometimes internet here it's so bad that even television is not working. So
Yeah. Well.
I get used to. So and the journals are arriving very late as well. So yeah, there are problems here as well. So yeah, I understand.
Okay. So did you see the coronation?
Yes, of course, I did watch the coronation. I watched King Charles and Camilla and all the religious symbols, I would say. Yeah, and the music was extraordinary. And yeah, we saw a lot of symbols, yes, in this coronation. I agree. Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of symbols. And a lot of history as well.
Yeah.
Um,
So, uh,
Impressive.
yeah,
Impressive. Yeah.
yeah. It was a big pomp ceremony, but personally, I was only interested in the oath, really, the oath
Oh,
that he was taking. So skip the rest.
I liked everything. Honestly, I liked everything. I mean, it was a very beautiful ceremony, and I'm glad that I was alive in this life to watch this. I mean, it's you know, you
Well,
can't say that everyone has this opportunity to watch this. So, I mean, I did watch it because I consider myself lucky to be able to watch it.
I I was busy all day, so I was caught up in other things. Perhaps I'll get time to watch more of it, but I
Oh, you haven't. I mean, what did you miss from the ceremony?
well,
Is it the music or the religious ceremony or
well,
what else?
I watched a recording of because
Okay.
I was busy at
Okay.
the time. But I watched a recording of him taking the oath. That
Okay. Yeah.
it was about, I don't know, 30-minute section that I watched. The bit
I,
with what
what I wanted is to actually watch, from an English channel because here it was a French channel and TF1 and everything was in French. Did they say something about Princess Diana in the English channels? However, because I was like, okay, we talk about Camilla, we talk about Harry's wife Meghan, but we don't speak about Diana. And I was surprised that nobody mentioned Diana and a little bit today in the press, French press, but not so much as I was expecting. So, do you know if they say anything about her or not?
well, you know the sheriff's office website. Yeah, you
Yeah,
have to think for that. Um,
yeah.
under the, well, I think it's one of the first pages. I put a link for the video that I watched, which was in English, and I think it was
Yeah.
Sky News, and also part of the Oath. Yes, which
Okay.
I find very interesting because um, it's all to do with law, and what is asked is, will you solemnly promise and swear to govern the peoples of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, your other realms and territories, to any of them belonging or pertaining according to their respective laws and customs. That's the bit that I was interested, that we were going to be governed by according our respective laws and customs. That means common law. Yes, for those
Yes.
people that wish to be choose common law. So that I found
Yeah.
interesting. Yes, but I've
Yes.
left a link on the website for, for the complete
Um,
script. Now, how about the zodiac? Did you see the zodiac? Yes,
no, I haven't. Where was it?
the sign of Capricorn,
No,
Aquarius.
I haven't. I didn't watch this because my internet connection is so bad. I mean, even television wasn't working in the last couple of weeks. Not to mention the telephone. You remember our last recording, how bad the connection was? Um, no, I didn't watch anything. Aris basically when it was April, I couldn't watch anything. I have no idea about what happened. It was
Okay. Well,
very bad.
in the church, you can see all the star signs. Yes, um,
Yes.
they're all there. Yes,
Yeah.
for those that have eyes to see. Yes, all the star signs from Aries to Pisces were displayed for the whole world, and they were in the church. Yes, and as it says in the Bible, it's written about Taurus, the star, um, and to do with the zodiac, uh, Job or Job 38, 32. Can you lead forth the Mazzaroth in their season, or can you guide the bear with its children? And this is talking about the stars, being able to look at the stars. Um, and I found that very interesting that that was displayed in an esoteric form for the whole world to see. But I won't spoil it for you. I won't spoil it for you. I won't tell you where to look. Um, Maybe if you have a look again at
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm gonna have a look again and
you
try
have a
to.
look again, see if you can see that all the star signs there, and
Yes.
you can ask me another time. Yes, I thought you might have spotted it. Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
um,
no, I haven't. I was watching more like all the religions, and there was a point where you can see the Orthodox. I mean, it was a Byzantine chorus singing, and then there was this tree who had leaves with all the countries that composed the United Kingdom, basically. And then there was this moment where there are two bracelets that were also given to Queen Elizabeth right afterwards. I was watching all these religions, basically like a défilé, they call this in French, in front of us. So it was very interesting to see
yeah,
uh, all the religions together. Yeah,
very historic moment, and
yeah, indeed.
I
Indeed.
um, I thought the ceremony was good. Yes,
I really love
and
the
he
crowns, like Roman crowns, and all the Latin and even Gaelic songs that were performed. Very beautiful. Yeah.
and yeah, the Bible that he put his hand on, it was the latest version. Yes,
Yeah, Holy Bible, right? All right, I saw it. I
yes.
said I have to buy it. I don't have it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it had written on it 2023. Yes.
yeah.
Um, I found that very interesting too. Yes. Um,
Um, what was really touching was the fact that even if it was raining outside, the people were still waiting in front of the church and basically, celebrating, and it was a big party afterwards. So I mean, it was raining. It could have been, nice and sunny, but it was raining. So yeah, we must have been hard for them to stay in the rain and wait because it did last. Like it started at 11 o'clock here, and it ended up, I think it's noon, something like
Yeah,
that. There.
yeah. It
Uh,
said on the recording that it was chilly. Yeah, it was
yeah,
cold
it
for
was
all those
cold.
people.
Yeah.
Yes, and can you remember how much all of that cost the British taxpayer or the government?
They didn't say that on television here in French television. They don't talk about things like that.
Or what? If you watch the recording, I mean, I can send you a link as well.
Yeah,
But
definitely. If
it's
it's in
on.
English, I definitely want to see it, please. I
Okay.
definitely want to see it in English and not in French because here they invited a French historian, and he was basically talking a lot about the abbey, that the fact that he worked in Aquitaine before as an engineer before becoming a priest, and he was talking a lot about his job in Aquitaine, and not so much about all the details that I wanted to know. But everyone is fond of his culture. I mean, I understand.
Yeah,
So
he he uh, he looked very composed. Yes, and
yeah,
very calm. And I was thinking he must be in the ethereal realm at the moment. Yeah, that must have been so
I think
ethereal.
why
Yes.
they said it here on the television was the fact that the Edward also the King Edward wore that cape. It's very heavy. Those costumes. He wore three costumes, suits. Sorry, you say costume. It's in French. Sorry. They are very heavy, so they look like a little bit, old people trying to wear heavy costumes, walking around there. It was a little bit overwhelming for them, I think. Um, and the only mention that they made here at TF1 is that's the main channel, TV channel in France, is when Camilla received the crown and she looked at her kids at that moment, and they say, "Oh, look, she's looking at her kids." The reporter said, and then they spoke about the fact that she didn't want to become a queen when she was younger in 1970s, and now she accepted it, and you know that's pretty much what they discussed about Camilla, but nothing else. And they also mentioned the fact that that Harry and William are rivals, and Harry was not in a comfortable position, and I do understand. I mean, his wife wasn't there, and all the newspapers today in France were like, "Well, where was Meghan?" Like people were kind of expecting Meghan to come as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But this is just gossip. I mean, I don't really care. What I really care, it's the music, the moment, the fact that I could assist at this moment, and hopefully now you will send me in English. And yeah, I want to see the symbols and all the maybe the things that I missed for some reason, because maybe they just didn't film it, because if you watch
Well,
Sky News or
I'm sure they filmed it. You probably just didn't.
yeah,
You didn't see what. You didn't notice what you were seeing, but all the star signs were there. Yeah.
yeah.
So, and from an esoteric point of view, everybody who knows about things, esoteric things, would have seen straight away that all
How
those.
about the colors? I mean, I was looking first they appeared in white, which continued also when he received, when he made the vow, and afterwards at the end everything was purple. What is like purple meaning? I heard about this purple also for those who want to become presidents in different states, when and they usually wear purple ties, for example.
Yeah.
Is there a reason behind the color purple, you think? Or
Well, purple is supposed to be the royal color. Yeah.
oh, okay, so it's
And
royal then.
it's the color as well associated with Leo. Yes, King of the
Oh,
Jungle.
okay,
Yes, so
I didn't know. Okay, thank you for this
that is
information.
definitely a royal color. Yes. Um, yeah. Anyway, coming back to the cost of all that, they, they were they were sort of asking questions, suggesting, well, he should be more frugal, and not spend a lot of money on this
Well,
coronation.
here, the comments were exactly the opposite. They were like, "Oh, this is super old." Even if everything was old, like in gold, they were like, "Oh, this is super old. I hope they will change this and that." I mean, like the French people were already seeing their designs of knowledge, exposing on television here. I was like, this is for centuries lasting. You cannot change. I mean, this is France. You cannot express about their architecture and everything, and design and everything. So I don't think it was expensive. It's just something that was transmitted from generation to generation. If you refer to the jewelries, well, of course they have jewelries. I mean, but who doesn't? The clothes, well, I guess I don't know. They were designer clothes, but they do have their clothes there. I mean, everyone knows. But they didn't seem so like over the top. I mean, the clothes and everything. I think it's more over the top when you see Swarovski crystals and everything. It was very simple, actually. It was beautiful, with white and purple. Yeah, I don't think it was maybe the fact that they closed the circulation, but of course for the safety you have to close it. And then the royal guards and the horses were beautiful. Honestly, they were the most beautiful horses that I've ever seen. Like everyone was watching and they were like, wow, these were in the colors and everything, it was amazing. Yeah. Yeah. You can only see this once in life,
Yes,
once in your life.
true,
Yes.
true.
Yeah.
And it was almost a full moon as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, yeah. What exactly does it mean when it's almost a full moon or a full moon? Or what is this?
Well, the for me, the experience of a full moon is when you're really completely full of yourself, and everything in you is in a fullness. Yes, and,
Okay.
and so it was called the flower moon as well. Yes, the full moon was called
Right.
the flower moon. So there was
Mhm.
a, a fullness for flowering. It was a good start for him, really. Yes, a flowering moon in its full entirety. Yes, it was the day after the full moon, so it was a waning gibbous moon, but almost full. Yes, and
Yeah.
he spent 45 million on the you know on everything. Yes, that's how much it cost. That's what they said, which they said was more than Queen Elizabeth spent for her coronation. In comparison, how much they spent um, in the equivalent for what she spent in those days. Yeah, so 45 million. Yeah, that's when you think of all the billions they spent on uh, PP for coronavirus, 45 million doesn't seem a great deal. Yes.
What coronavirus? It's gone. Didn't you see? We don't have to wear masks anymore. Everything is over. Like it never existed.
ah, oh well, we shouldn't mention that actually. Yes,
Yeah, it did, but
that's one thing.
now everyone,
That's one
now
thing we shouldn't mention on YouTube because I could lose my channel for mentioning things like that.
I understand, but nobody speaks about it anymore. It's like
And of
it never
course,
existed.
we can't because you get closed down. Yes,
Yeah.
so we can't talk about those sort of things. Yes, so please don't talk about that. Okay,
Well, I
so
think he was pretty modest, like you say. Yeah, he didn't seem so extravagant or but then I guess too much extravaganza is a little bit ridiculous. Not because of his age or anything like that. It's a man, he's a man. Probably if it was a woman, she has the right maybe to wear more sumptuous clothes or stuff like that. But he's a man, so he kept it simple, purple, and voila, purple.
Very royal. Yeah, very royal.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. And beautiful
I'll send
horses,
you that link.
Royal
Okay,
Army,
I'll send you the
British
link.
Army.
But it's there on the web,
Yeah.
on the website. Now, in this meeting, I'd like to expand a little on the flat Earth theory. It is just a theory, or is it just a theory, or is it fact? Yeah, the scientific method says that it must be observable and repeatable to be true. From that standpoint, both the sphere Earth theory and the flat Earth theory have many things that are observable and true in their respective theories. For instance, time zones work on both models, but there are things that only work on the flat Earth model. For instance, there is no measurable curvature. There's supposed to be a curvature to the Earth, but experts from the flat Earth community have done tests which prove there is no curvature, and any curvature perceived is the result of many different factors, like perception. There have been repeated tests over rivers, land, and sea to prove that there's no curvature. Now, there are many videos on YouTube that will give lessons on many subjects. One of the educational subjects is flat Earth. So you can look up lots of videos that prove there is no curvature. And then if you look at somebody who believes in the globe, they'll say, well, that's crazy because we can measure curvature. Yes, but can they? In fact, it was proven many times that there's no curvature, but the people who believe in the globe keep saying, "Oh no, there is curvature. We can prove it," but they can't. Now, the problem is there are those who profit in some way to keep the sphere Earth model alive. So there is fierce opposition to flat Earth, as they don't want to lose their paychecks. Yes, there are those that will fight fiercely for this sphere model because they are convinced they are right and can't escape from the sphere model idea or ideology. It is just too painful to admit one has been wrong on this subject. Cognitive dissonance, as we discussed last week. On the other hand, there are millions of people around the pond, yes, that have woken up to the flat Earth concept and reality, which, by the way, means we are being lied to by NASA and many others. Yes, but it's all debatable. Now, about 2% of Americans are flat earthers, so I would estimate about 10 million people in the West are awake to flat Earth. I know a Sikh man who is a flat earther, and other Sikhs who are flat earthers. So no curvatures means we are living on a flat plane. They say that there could be a tiny bit of curvature, but that would mean that the Earth is 100 times bigger than we are told, which is an interesting thing. But you can have a look at videos yourself, and I'll put plenty of videos
Yeah.
on my playlist. So I'll put over 100 videos on the playlist, so you can have a look at those, and they give you links to other similar videos, and you can get an education from just those videos. Yes, which is on my playlist on YouTube. So So if you imagine, so no curvature means that we are living on a flat plane. That admittedly has mountains, hills, and valleys, and a landmass in a pond. Yes, it's a 3D world in a pond. So if you can imagine a giant snow globe, you know what a snow globe is? Do you know what a snow globe is?
Yeah, of course I do. Yeah, I have some. Yeah.
Okay. Then the whole world is in this pond, the basin of a gigantic snow globe type world. One snow globe of many that along an infinite plane. There might be billions of snow globes on a flat plane. Yes, each with a world like ours. Now, some people laugh at the idea that the Earth is on the back of a turtle. Yes, you've probably
Or
heard
in
it.
the shape of a plane.
Yes, but that is a symbolic metaphor for the reality we live in, and it's not to be taken literally. Yes, we can ask, what is a symbolic metaphor? Now, a metaphor is a statement that means something different or more than its literal meaning. A symbol has complex meanings. It has not only literal, but also additional meanings beyond the literal. Yes. So that's a
Yes.
metaphor. Yes. Um, so the idea, let me just explain that. The idea that the flat Earth is on the back of a turtle. The turtle is a metaphor for a tourist field. Yes. So you could say that the flat Earth is on the back of a tourist field, or as we imagine, it's in the middle of a tourist field. And so that's why they use the turtle to say that the Earth is on the back of a turtle in the water. So, any questions about flat Earth? Have you ever wondered
Um,
about it?
when you speak of flat Earth, do you mean like the shape is very flat, or do you think like it's more like on a map drawn? How exactly do you refer to it?
Oh, look, I've just had a message. We're running out of time.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
we'll speak about this next time then. All right then.
yeah, you have another think about this, and we'll continue with that next week.
Okay. Bye
So
bye, everyone. Happy
let's say
birthday,
bye for now.
Taurus. Have a wonderful week, everyone.
And we'll say goodbye there. See you next week.
Bye. Have a wonderful
Day
week.
14th next week.
Yeah.
Good night.
Bye.